Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Ben Stiller refuses to apologize for Tropic Thunder.
As I agree with him. I mean, it was a funny movie, and the whole point of the movie was to poke fun at how ridiculous Hollywood is and up their own butts they are.
How very dare he? How dare he not bend the knee to the woke mob?
Right, but the things they're mad about, you know, the whole point was they were like poking fun at how and these people are bad people.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
That's the joke. They've been trying to get Robert Downey Jr. to apologize for his role in Tropic Thunder for years. Now they're coming after Ben Stiller. And I know that I think they had Robert Downey Jr. on Rogan or something, and they said, hey, this movie would never get made now.
Oh, it wouldn't.
And of course, you know, after 2020, it was like, Robert Downey Jr., you did that movie where you were wearing blackface.
It's like Community. Like, they had that section where he was a drow or whatever.
Yeah.
And the whole point was that he shouldn't have done it. You know, it was like wrong to do it. And
That's the joke.
That's the joke, you know?
That was the joke with Tropic Thunder.
If you're a shitty person, that's the joke.
And I have to wonder, I really have to wonder if the reason they've been trying to cancel Tropic Thunder and get them to apologize for Tropic Thunder isn't necessarily media outrage, but Hollywood being like, yeah, this movie makes us look bad. Because it does.
Yeah.
It's all performative. You know, performative activism. And
well, no, it does it makes them look bad because it was a movie people wanted to watch. And they don't make movies like that anymore.
They do not. They do not. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 295, almost 300,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, so now they're coming after Ben Stiller again. He actually said on Twitter he's not going to apologize for this movie, again, made years ago, and people don't understand. Like, I mean, again, we're talking 1984, where it's a perpetual present year sensibilities. They go back, they're editing children's books now, they're canceling children's books, they're taking TV shows off the air.
All the choices they're making are actually more insulting than what was originally out there. Like calling like Augustus Gloop, you know, enormous is worse than saying he was fat.
Yeah. So I don't know, guys. It's just it's never enough, and it's like at some point you have to be like, hey, this was made in a particular time and era. I mean, hell, you know, look at South Park. We're going to talk more about South Park later today, but look at Team America. My God,
Oh my
you know, most of the jokes, most of Team America could not get made today, but they would make it anyway. You know, and I think we need to just chill the F out a little bit and realize that sometimes a joke is a joke, and sometimes people are making those jokes because they are trying to cast light on just
how bad it is.
Yeah, in this case, this whole movie was about, you know, sending up Hollywood. So come from CBR, surprisingly enough, Tropic Thunder controversy addressed by Ben Stiller. I make no apologies.
Good.
So he said, responding to a fan on Twitter, Stiller seemingly walked back comments he made in 2018 regarding the film's handling of ableism and racism. The fan pointed to a 2018 tweet where the actor said he apologized at the time of Tropic Thunder's release for its problematic themes, while stressing the point was always meant to make fun of actors trying to do anything to win awards.
Right. And Hollywood, you know, going along with it, because they're so far up their own asses. That's why the award shows no one's watching, because they're so sick of Hollywood and these actors, because they're just so pompous and out of touch and, you know, stupid. I mean, for lack of a better word.
Never go full apologist.
There you go.
When the fan insisted Stiller had nothing to apologize for, the actor agreed, conceding it's controversial, but affirming he's proud of it and the work everyone did on it. So this is Benny S. This his fan. I take it. I'm like, wait, Benny S. and Ben Stiller. Yeah, please stop apologizing. Ben Stiller says, I make no apologies for Tropic Thunder. Don't know who told you that. It's always been a controversial movie since when we opened. Proud of it and the work everyone did on it. And I think more sane people in Hollywood, there are sane people in Hollywood. I know a lot of people watch YouTubers and are like, all of Hollywood is just lost. I'm like, no, there are actually some pretty solid people.
There are, but a lot of them are too afraid to say anything.
Yes.
I mean, they'll let us take all the hits because they're too afraid to say anything.
That is true. But there are actually, I would say there are probably more sane people working in Hollywood than there are insane people you just don't hear about because they keep their heads down, they do their work.
Right. But it's really insulting to people like us who take all the hits, and then when it's the is it safe?
Is it
then
safe?
They come
Yeah,
out. I want to take a stance right now after now that it's safe, and I didn't have to take any loss.
Yeah. Well, so I'm kind of wondering if this doesn't have something to do with Robert Downey Jr. supposedly not coming back ever as Iron Man.
Yeah.
Because Disney's like, well, if you want to apologize for blackface,
we don't know that. We're like making.
No,
we're
I
joking.
have no idea, but I would not surprise me if somebody on their diversity and inclusion panel was probably like, he won't apologize for Tropic Thunder.
Nor should it. Well, I mean, apologizes that somehow worse because the whole point was this actor was so full of shit that he thought it was okay to do it.
Yes.
And it was wrong. The whole point was it was wrong. That's the
wrong.
point. So he apologized for it. That's like basically apologizing for saying, hey, it's wrong to do blackface.
Oh my God. So yeah, and that was the same with Community too. It was like the joke was it was wrong. But yeah, they said that this was actually the movie that helped bring Robert Downey Jr. back along with Iron Man. Why is it controversial? They have to actually break it down. Why it's controversial? Because we can't watch that movie because we're going to make sure it gets pulled from all the streaming services. Featuring appearances by Tom Cruise, Matthew McConaughey, and Nick Nolte, Tropic Thunder was a hit with audiences. It's actually one of the funniest damn movies made in the last, 15 years, earning over $195 million at the box office. Downey got Best Supporting Actor nomination for playing blackface. Take it up with the Academy, right?
Well, they've changed it also,
Yeah. The film attracted a fierce response from some moviegoers. Protests at the film's premiere from the disability advocacy community for the portrayal of intellectual Simple Jack. Take it up with Tom Hanks. Basically, they're roasting Tom Hanks, I think, and roasting because of him playing Forrest Gump.
Oh, well, that was years ago.
And Sean Penn,
Oh yeah.
and all these other actors that are like,
who did Rain Man?
Oh my God, Dustin Hoffman. So like all these actors that got Academy Awards for playing, mentally challenged people.
But I think that they're mad because a lot of times they're portrayed in an accurate way or like a way that's, and they're feeling that the way it was done in Tropic Thunder was played for laughs and they're mad about it.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
People always, this is the thing, this whole performative crap has been going on for years. There were protests before, but they never got the attention, I don't think, that they have lately because of the media, the media being full of so many activists now are just like, yeah, they run with it and they make it seem like a much bigger deal.
Well, the real story is, where's my apology for white chicks?
I know, right?
I'm personally offended, and I should be apologized to because two black men pretended to be white women. How very dare they? Oh
my God! Well, since we're going down the apology hole, what is an apology hole?
Well, here's another point I want to say before you say that. There's a bunch of actors who look a certain way, like a certain ethnicity, and they might not be that ethnicity, but they play that ethnicity. Like, oh, you're Asian, so you might be Japanese, but you're going to play a Korean person, or how dare you?
So I had when I went to school in California, right? And I had actually quite a few Asian friends.
I love this story.
And I had a Japanese friend and a Korean friend, and they would actually fight because
they weren't really serious, so they were joking.
Yeah, I guess. But so it was funny because for the longest time, we would go meet in the library and stuff. We'd hang out. We were talking video games and comic books and stuff like that. And the one guy was like, hey, because you're Japanese, whatever. And the Korean girl's like, I'm not Japanese. She's like, I freaking hate the Japanese.
Why would you say that?
And she's like, I thought you were Korean. And he's like, no, I'm Japanese. He was adopted, so his name, he had he didn't have a Japanese name, right? And so they got into like this.
Oh, they're kidding.
No, they got into this fight over it, and then she was talking about all the stuff that happened, and her mom was telling her about stuff in the war, and I was like, oh my God, how did I get in the middle of this? And I'm just sitting there like this white kid, I have no idea what the hell is going on here, but apparently
that family's
I stepped
Hispanic. Does that count?
Yeah, I stepped in it. I was just like, whoa. So they're literally having this debate about Japanese versus and Korean. But yeah, so people are all just like, well, it's all Asian.
I'm just saying, I'm like, they're going to go down this road. There's so many roads, but you were going about the apology hole. I'm sorry.
Oh, the apology hole.
Continue about the apology hole.
Well, because you're talking about, well, we're not going to do a separate video on it because this is like a really dicey subject, but there's this animated film out there about Anne Frank's diary.
Oh my gosh, Squeaky was telling me all about it.
Anne Frank's diary being like reincarnated as a ginger girl.
Wait, when they're going to have a ginger character, that's what they go with?
Yeah, like,
What
wow, that's your representation. You get to be Anne Frank's diary.
Yay!
But look, there's a lot, that's a whole nother, and I don't even...
Why would they go with I don't even understand that.
Well, because apparently, I don't know, she thought that the diary is a girl. Anyway, the whole thing, personally, I think is very ill-conceived, and there's a whole big debate about whether or not this movie should even exist, but then other people are like, well, it was done by Jewish people, so it's, whatever. But apparently, as I understand it, they do spend a good portion of the movie dunking on gingers. Like, why'd you make her ginger? Why are you thinking of her? Because gingers aren't very attractive, and gingers aren't...
Yeah, but we can be... We're race swapped right and left. But it's okay because, especially if you're a red-haired, blue-eyed ginger, you only make up 0.17% of the population, so you're not enough to worry about representing anyway.
You're just not...
That's literally what people were arguing in the comments about The Little Mermaid.
So... And that's another video too. It just looks like it's a disaster. But I'm just like, so wait a second. So the purpose of the movie is like Anne Frank's diary is a white girl, like,
and an ugly one apparently because you're ginger. It makes you ugly.
So many things, but that's a whole nother controversial movie, and that one I don't even know if we're gonna touch. But this one,
you already did. You just put your fingers all over it.
We're gonna
all over the ginger.
I have,
and
I made more gingers.
And even the dogs are ginger.
Even the dogs are ginger.
Anyway.
I am the only one that's not ginger in this house.
Well, no, the cats aren't.
No, the cats aren't, yeah. Anyway, but we still love them. It's okay. They're honorary gingers. Yeah, so let's wrap this one up here. I think we're going to see a lot more of this. I do think the pendulum is swinging back. I think,
good. Don't apologize.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people in Hollywood honestly need to step up and be like, yeah, you know what? We're not doing this anymore. We know that it's just a small vocal minority of easily offended people. I mean, I think the Hogwarts Legacy thing is definitely shining a huge light on
how ridiculous these people are.
Tempest in a Teapot.
Look, this is also how many years ago?
Yeah,
we keep seeing things
15 years ago?
We keep seeing things from years ago, different time, and they keep wanting to change it. I mean, how are they going to edit this one? I'm just like, they keep wanting to change everything and apologize for things. And it was a different time and a different, environment. Everything else, you take that into consideration as well.
Yeah, so it is what it is. And, some things are just a product of their time.
It's funny.
It is funny. Actually, if he's going to apologize for anything, I'd apologize for Zoolander 2. Please, for the love of God, apologize for Zoolander 2. That movie did not need to exist.
No, but the first one was great.
The first one was amazing. All right, we got to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.